Hey guys, my name is Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to sit down and film this video for you guys because it was really on my heart and I felt like some of you guys needed to hear this. So today I'm going to be speaking to the girl that's about to leave for college, and I'm going to be giving her 10 pieces of advice that she needs to hear before going off to college. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I decided that I would kind of get in my feels voluntarily, and I decided that I would talk to you guys about some things that I wish I could tell myself before going to college, and some things that I wish I could honestly scream at myself from my first semester. Like, I feel like I've grown a lot and there's still so much growth to be done. The Lord is doing a mighty work in my heart this semester. I wanted to kind of speak some truth into you guys and tell you guys some things that I struggled with, and kind of open up a little bit about some stuff and kind of give you guys some pieces of advice so you don't go through the same things that I went through. Although I wouldn't take it back, like, I want you guys to know these things because I feel like it is very helpful to know. My first piece of advice to the girl who is going off to college is you don't have to go out every night. So sleep is a thing, and sleep is a very, very important thing that I definitely took for granted my first semester of college. Liberty has a curfew. I know a lot of other colleges, pretty much most every college does not have a curfew. Liberty is unique in that we do have a 12 a.m. curfew that is a blessing and a curse. But I would stay out until curfew every night, and I would go hang out with my friends in their building, on their floor, or like other places. I'd go to cook out every night. I don't even know. I was kind of stupid. I was really stupid my first semester of freshman year because I did not think that I needed sleep. I thought that I was indestructible, so I would stay out until 12 every night, and because of that I'd get back to the room, I'd shower super late. My poor roommate would usually be asleep when I got home, and I would just go to bed at like 2, 3 every day, and it was just not the move because I had 8 a.m.s last semester. Thank Jesus I don't have them this semester. I think it's really easy to start thinking, oh, I have to go out every night and I have to be social every night, and that is just simply not true. Saying no is such an important skill to have, and obviously you do want to be saying yes your first semester, and you want to be taking every opportunity that you can to meet people, to make memories, and I think that that's a great skill to have, is to say yes to a lot of things, especially getting out of your comfort zone, but also know when you need to say no, and when you know that like your body needs rest, then yeah, you don't have to go every night. My second tip honestly goes along with my first one about not going out every night, but this one says if they're really your friends, they'll still be your friend if you don't go. I think I struggled a lot first semester, and I was literally talking about this with my roommate last night, and I was like, oh, I have to go hang out with my friends every single night because if I don't, then they're not going to be my friend anymore, and I was just kind of unsettled in the fact that I didn't feel super secure in those friendships. But one thing that I would love to tell myself last semester would be they're still going to be your friends if you don't go. If you don't go to the game, if you don't go hang out with them on their floor, if you don't go to dinner with them, if you don't go to whatever event it might be, like, people who aren't your friend, like, just because you don't go, are just not your good friends. Literally right now my camera is propped up on all these books that I bought while I was at home because I knew that I didn't take the time to like read first semester, and that's a huge form of self-care for me. I love to read. I don't know, I think it's super important to like prioritize spending time with people, but at the same time, no, you don't have to spend every waking moment with somebody in order for them to be your friend. I did that with so many of my friends, and I would spend literally every hour of every day with the same people, and then it kind of got to the point where we were just like both tired with each other, and it was kind of like, okay, like we need a God-ordained break right now. Like, we just need to have a break from each other. That's super, super healthy. So yeah, they're not gonna stop being your friend if you don't go to that event. I would definitely tell myself that, and I will tell you that. Also, before I go into this next point, I would just like to share with everybody that it is low-key snowing outside. You can't see it, but just like take my word for it, it's snowing. So that is my view while I am giving you guys advice right now. My third piece of advice is something that I am still like praying over myself every day, that I would know this and like have peace with this. I think this is a super important thing to share and like get out in the open, because a lot of girls struggle with this, but they don't really talk about it. but I said, you probably won't meet your husband first semester of freshman year. You might not even meet him in college. I think it's super easy to go into college and be like, oh, this is probably where I'm going to meet my husband. And for some of you watching this, you might meet your husband at college. Like, that can totally happen. But also, that's definitely not the case for everyone. I know growing up, I had always felt like, oh, like, I'm going to go to this Christian school. Like, not that I'm going for a husband, but this is a great place to meet a God-fearing man who respects me and loves the Lord and is chasing after the Lord at the same speed that I am. So that was kind of my headspace going into Liberty. I go to Liberty University, and that was my headspace. I was like, oh, like, it probably could happen here. And again, I'm not saying that it won't happen, but also I feel like it's so easy to get into your head and be like, wow, like, growing up, like, all of these people say that they met their spouses in college. Like, so now I'm here, like, where is he? Like, why haven't I met him yet? I feel like a lot of girls feel this way but don't necessarily talk about it. But you might not meet your husband in college. You might not even get married. Like, the Lord does not promise that to everybody. And that's something that I'm currently, like, journaling about and, like, praying about recently is, like, Lord, help me be okay and still follow in your path even if you don't give me a husband. Because with what I want to do, I want to go into missions. I want to be a missionary and tell people about Jesus around the world, and he might not give me a husband to do that because that's not everybody's calling, and that's my calling, and I'm not going to force that calling upon a man in my life. Like, I want, if I do get married, for my husband to have the exact same calling or something similar that we can join together and run after the Lord in that way. But I think it's really important to know, like, you might not meet your person here, and if you do, awesome, but if you don't, still know that that's the Lord's plan, and what he has is always going to be better than what we have. Like, his plan is always greater than our plans. Like, there's nothing that I could dream up that could ever be better than what he has in store for me. So I would tell my past self, and I will tell you guys, like, don't put that much pressure on yourself to meet your person here. You might not, and if you do, great. If you don't, it's still fine. So this next one is something that I did do, and I'm so glad that I did because it really did help me, like, preserve so many of my friendships. But it says, call your best friends as much as you call your mom. So I know for me and my mom, I just kind of call her, like, when I'm walking back from classes or when I'm in the library with my friends. I call her, like, as often as I can. I don't really have, like, a scheduled time. I need to be better about that. But with my best friends, it's harder because they have classes, and so I have, like, 3 best friends that I talk to on a consistent basis. Allie, Elizabeth, and Claire. They're in so many of my videos on this channel, and the reason that we're, like, still as close as we are is because we continually talk in, like, our best friends group chat, and I have made it, like, such a huge priority to, like, communicate with them and talk to them, like, as much as possible. Obviously, that's not, like, an everyday thing, but with my best friend Allie, like, we talk, like, I feel like we talk, like, every other day. Like, we, like, FaceTime, or, like, at least, like, 3 times a week we FaceTime, and because of that, like, I feel like our friendship hasn't really changed at all. Like, she's honestly always going to be my best friend. Like, I feel that way about my 3 best friends. If you have, like, similar types of friendships, because I know that these 3 friends have been my friends for, like, pretty much my whole life. I went to high school with these girls, and middle school and lower school. Like, I was in school with them for forever. If you guys have similar friendships that you're kind of nervous about, like, going into college, about, like, preserving those, make it a priority and, like, communicate that beforehand and be like, I'm going to miss you so much. Let's make sure that we communicate enough so we're, like, we don't lose each other and we don't, like, get out of touch because we no longer have school in common, or, like, the same state that we live in common. 2 of my friends are lucky enough to go to college together. Allie and Claire, they both go to UNC. They do see each other a lot, but then my friend Elizabeth goes to Clemson, and I'm obviously at Liberty. So I would say, like, try to communicate with your best friends as much as possible, like, if that is something that you want to continue that friendship. So sadly, my roommate is not in the room right now. Otherwise, I would have her chime in for this one because we, like, are on the complete same page about this one. But number 5, it says, prioritize your friendship with your roommate but meet other people too. So my roommate is literally, like, I could brag on her for hours. She's literally the best roommate in the entire world. Her name is Abigail. Right now she's at a coffee shop with 2 of my other best friends, Victoria and Lee, and they're, like, doing homework. And we talk about this all the time. Like, she's literally one of my best friends, but I also think it's so healthy to have friends, like, outside of your roommate. Like, don't just have your roommate as your best friend. Obviously, Abigail's, like, one of my best friends, and I hang out with her, like, more often than not. However, we both have different pockets of friends that we hang out with when we're not together. So like if Abigail goes away for the weekend and she's not here, like I don't feel like I don't have anything to do. Obviously, like I miss her to death whenever she leaves. But I do have like other people outside of her, and so does she. She has like so many other friends that I'm not as close with or I don't know. So that is like a really, really healthy thing. If you're watching this video and you like have your roommate picked out and you're kind of like nervous about it, just know that you're going to meet other people like other than your roommate. Like you're not like constrained by your roommate. Like your roommate helps you in so many ways, but it can kind of harm you if you just hang out with them, and then when they're gone or like when y'all don't see each other all day, you feel like you don't have anything to do. So definitely branch out, meet other people. Number 6 is another really good one, and it kind of reminds me of something that I would hear in like a KATY Bellotte video. She's literally one of my favorite YouTubers in the entire world. I will link her channel down below. She also has a podcast and it's amazing. It's called Thick and Thin. But number 6 is he probably isn't thinking about you. So freshman year, like I said earlier about the whole like you probably won't meet your husband your first semester of freshman year, it is so easy to see a cute boy on campus and like get like an immediate crush and be like, oh my gosh, like he's so cute, I'm going to try to like make him my boyfriend, like I'm going to try to pursue him. In my personal opinion, obviously like everything happens in God's timing, so who am I to say like when things should happen and when things shouldn't happen, because God will place the right person in your life at the right time that they're supposed to be in your life. But as far as my experience has been, I wouldn't recommend starting a relationship freshman year unless you feel stable enough in who you are and stable enough in your friendships and your faith to do so. So for me, like I don't have a boyfriend obviously right now, and I feel as though that has been probably the most healthy thing for me in this season of my life. That's definitely not true for everybody. If you're watching this and you have a boyfriend and you're a freshman in college, I am not at all judging you. I'm just saying from my personal experience, I have felt as though if I were to have a boyfriend at this stage in my life, then I wouldn't be free enough to like hang out with my guy friends or like pursue those relationships with my guy friends. Like that is so important to me. And I feel as though like sometimes when you start a relationship like right going into freshman year at the very beginning of first semester, like you can become distracted by him or her, and it can be a thing where you don't really prioritize like meeting people and making friends, and like some guy friends you'll never know because you have a boyfriend. And I don't know, I think it's really important to like have a strong grasp of like who you are and who you are in the Lord before you start a relationship. And also I think one thing that the Lord has been teaching me is that I want somebody who is chasing after the Lord so hard, and that we both just meet each other while we're chasing God. I don't want to chase after a boy anymore. I feel like that is like so pointless for me at this stage of my life. I want to be pursued by a man of God, but I want like Jesus to be number one in his heart. I don't want to be number one in anybody's heart. Like I want Jesus to be at the center of like whoever I marry or the next person that comes into my life's heart. This next point is one that like I'm just now kind of like embracing and understanding and coming to terms with. But I wrote, take care of your body, but also have grace with yourself. First semester, I ate horrible. I just ate so bad. Like I would eat like pastries for breakfast every morning. Like I went through so many plus swipes, which is like our like dining plan here at Liberty, but I ate so badly. And recently, like in the past 3 weeks, I've started working out for like the first time in my life, like on a scheduled basis. I'm literally going to a cycling class later today with my friends. I did a Pilates class earlier this week. I was starting to notice that I was gaining weight, and so I started to like change the way that I eat, and I started to like treat my body better in terms of like eating more fruits, like eating vegetables, eating not as like greasy like fried food, like opt out of cookout sometimes. Like when your friends go to cookout, you don't always have to get a milkshake or fries. Obviously it's okay to have cheat days, and obviously it's okay to like have grace with yourself about your body, because I was like struggling a little bit. Like it was around like Christmas break when I went home and I was like, these jeans do not fit me anymore, and it was starting to like actually hurt my self-confidence. And then I was like, you know what, Maddie, like these are the things you can do. Like you can start working out, you can start eating better, but you need to have grace with yourself and be like, you know what, I would do it all over again. Like I would probably make the same mistakes going into college. This is why I'm making this video, so that you guys don't make the same mistakes. The freshman 15 is so real. I don't think I gained like 15 pounds, but I gained like 5 or so. Like I gained a good amount of weight. Be gentle with yourself. Like, don't push yourself too hard, but like, if your friend is like, oh, like I'm going to the gym, want to come? Definitely take that opportunity. And if your college has a gym, I know Liberty has a gym that's like super nice, and we also have like classes that we can go to that are so fun. Be conscious about stuff, but don't beat yourself up if you are eating bad, because that's what happens to everybody when they go to college. Number 8, spiritual growth is not a contest. Liberty is a Christian school, and sometimes it can feel kind of suffocating. Sometimes it kind of feels like I'm living in this contest of like who can be the wisest in their knowledge of the Lord, and who can be the furthest along in their faith, and who's spending 5-6 hours in the Bible every day, and who's like writing psalms to the Lord. Like, sometimes it feels so like a contest. Like, that's the only way that I can word it. And that's not the way that the Lord calls us to follow him. Like, he doesn't call us to compete with each other on how much we love Jesus. Like, your relationship with Jesus is your relationship with Jesus. It is nobody else's. Like, you do not have to compare yourself to other girls or guys walk with the Lord. That is just not the way that he meant it for us. And it's so easy at Christian schools to like see the way that certain people are like posting about their faith and like how they're walking with the Lord right now. Obviously, like, I post so much about Jesus and like what he means to me and like the things that I'm learning right now, but none of it is to make like other people feel like less than in their faith. So like, if you're watching this and you have like felt that way about my posts, I'm so sorry. That is never my intention. I just post on my social media about Jesus because I feel as though I'm like overflowing with it, so I want everybody else to feel that way too. And I'm sure that's the way that a lot of people go about it, is they want other people to just like understand the joy of the Lord and like to fully be able to grasp that in their own way too. But sometimes it can feel like I am like running after these other people as they run after God, because it's like this contest of like who can love God more, and that's not the way that he meant it. So just understand that like you grow at your own speed, and you grow where you water yourself. So if you're continually putting yourself like in the word, then you're going to grow, and it's going to be at the rate with which like the Lord wants you to grow, and that's the most important thing. Number 9, friend groups are overrated. Okay, so the beginning of the year I went into college, and I was so set on having like this perfect friend group with like these girls and these guys, and like I had followed people on Instagram, and I was like, oh, like she's gonna be my best friend, like he's gonna be like my best friend, like he's so cute, like he could be my boyfriend, like stuff like that. And it's so easy, and it's crazy how social media like makes us think things, and then you meet people and you're like, wait, like you're not what I thought you were going to be like. But I don't know, like friend groups are just overrated. Like, you don't need to have this perfect group of girls and guys. A lot of the friends that I have at Liberty are in different friend groups. Like, I just have like some friends over here, like some friends over there. And like, obviously it makes my heart so happy when they do become friends with each other and it all like mixes together. But some people just don't mix. I came into college with this tight-knit group of friends, and I would keep reminding myself, like, Maddie, stop comparing your high school friends to your college friends, because it's never going to be the same. Like, that was the time for you to have those friends, and obviously they're still my best friends. But like, one thing that my friend Olivia told me, she is a sophomore at Liberty, she told me this like over the summer as I was talking to her about Liberty, and she was like, Maddie, like, you just need to realize that like there are certain times for certain friends in your life, and your college friends are going to be your friends for right now, and it doesn't mean that your high school friends mean any less to you. So you're just, you can't compare the two, because they're for different stages in your life, and that's when the Lord wants those people to be in your life at that particular time. But yeah, me and my roommate talk about this a lot, how we feel as though like sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, like I wish we had this perfect girl gang that we would all hang out like all the time. But that's not the reality. Like, sometimes you'll see me on Instagram, and like some of the people I post with, like most of them like don't even know each other. Like, some friends that I have are from Young Life, like some friends that I have are from this one floor of people that I know, like some friends are from back home. Like, it's all random, and if they become friends, awesome, but like all of your friends don't have to be friends, and that's like completely okay. Like, it's not going to be this picture perfect thing freshman year of college. Like, it's all going to figure itself out when it needs to be. And who knows, maybe in a year I'll come back to you guys and talk to y'all and be like, oh, like I found my perfect group of friends. But as of right now, like, I just have so many separate friendships, and I love that, honestly. Like, I've come to a place where I'm at peace with that. Like, me and my friend Lee, like, we talk about it all the time, and he agrees. Like, he's like, yeah, honestly, like, I just have all these like separate random friends, and I'm fine with that, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like beautiful right now. It's just going to all fall into place when God wants it to. And so yeah, my piece of advice is don't try to chase after your perfect friend group and curate it and force it. It will happen when it needs to happen in the way that it's supposed to happen. And my 10th and last thing that I would love to tell myself at the beginning of freshman year is you don't have to be pretty like her, be pretty like you. I think that's like some like Pinterest quote that I totally just stole right now as my own. It's not my own, I saw it somewhere. But it's definitely something that I struggled with a lot going into the year. I literally would like wake up so early for school, like put on the perfect face of makeup and like this outfit that I'd planned out like days in advance and try to look super cute every single day. And this semester, honestly, like I have just really been learning about like accepting the way that I am. Like my friends are not gonna like me less because I don't have like a full face of makeup on and I don't look super put together right now. Like my friends are still gonna love me. So because of that, I have decided to do like a month without makeup. I'm going to obviously like wear makeup sometimes. I'm going to Maryland next weekend. I don't know if that vlog will be up. I'm gonna vlog when I go to Maryland. I'm going to go see my friend Victoria's home. She's gonna show me and my roommate Abigail around. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to Ocean City. So I might wear makeup then, but I'm going to try to do most of this month makeup free because I have been really learning and the Lord has been teaching me a lot about like not relying on like my looks and not relying on like the confidence that I place in myself, and instead of relying on the confidence that I am to have in Him and like who He is. With that being said, at the beginning of the year I really was like playing this comparison game and comparing myself with like every single girl I see on this campus because everybody here is beautiful. Like that's just the way that it is. Like I literally feel like Liberty has the prettiest girls, and with that comes a lot of comparison in my heart, and I hate that about myself at this stage in my life. Okay, hate is a strong word. I don't hate that, but it is something that I'm struggling with and continue to struggle with. But that's like part of the reason why I'm doing a month without makeup, so that I can stop relying on my looks for like my happiness and my confidence. But yeah, like everybody is pretty in their own way, and one thing that I felt like holding me back was I was like, okay, but like what if I meet like a boy, and like what if I meet a really cute boy and like I don't have my makeup on? And then I was like, wait, like Maddie, like if you do meet a boy, like if you do meet somebody that you like think is cute and like you like, then like, and if they don't like you without makeup, like are they really somebody that you want to be with? And the answer to that was ultimately like no. Like I want to be liked for who I am, not necessarily what I look like. And like in that same sense, like I want them to still think I'm beautiful without makeup. So that's kind of been like my headspace. I'm like rambling right now. I feel like a lot of this video is rambling, but I felt like you guys kind of needed to hear this, and I felt like it was like really on my heart to like share these things with you guys. Thank you guys so much for like sitting with me and listening to me ramble, and I hope that these pieces of advice that I have given to you guys today help you as you think about this next year for y'all. If you're watching this and it's like 5 years until you go to college, or like maybe you're leaving for college this summer, like maybe you're about to go. I know a lot of people that subscribe to me are like planning on going to Liberty, or they're like Liberty University class of 2024, which is so cool. Like comment down below if you're Liberty University class of 2024. I think it's so cool that I have been able to have this platform, and I feel like it's an amazing responsibility that the Lord has like given me to be able to talk to you guys and like pray for you guys and like be you guys' friend.